analyze the tweet of the President of the United States of America, which has gone viral and also has, placed Nigeria once again in a negative limelight. From time immemorial, we're always placed on negative limelight due to the high speed of insecurity, terrorism, insurgency, banditry, and these killings of Christians, like the genocide killings of the genocide issues. Most people have the school of thought that both Christians and Muslims are also being killed. And I know strongly that majority of Christian genocide has been taking place. A lot of genocide has been taking place in Nigeria from time immemorial, not within this administration, not within the last administration. Christian genocide has been taking place for a very long time.
Sorry to butt you in. I think that's also a very strong debate. When people say that's what Christian genocide, and then other people say, but Muslims are also being killed. Some people might want to also argue that the people doing this, what religion are they? Exactly,
that's what I want to learn. That's my point, because some people say the Muslims are also being killed. I agree. A lot of mosques have been set ablaze by these terrorist guys. A lot of churches have been set ablaze. But sometimes when you look at the ratio, what are the ratio of these killings? When you go to most of this Christian community, when the killings takes place there, what happened? You discover that most of these Fulani herdsmen, dominate that territory, take over the land. And also when you go to some of this Islamic or Muslim community, they also kill. But let's ask ourselves a question. When Boko Haram sprang up, what was their objective? What was their ideology? They claimed that Western education is sin, and at that inception, they were killing a lot of Christians, beheading a lot of clerics and also pastors, bishops, and it was a disturbing situation as well. When you talk about the kidnap of the Chibok girls. Chibok is a Christian-dominated area, and also other incidents happen in Bukus, in plus Jos Plateau State, Southern Kaduna, Benue State. Those are mostly Christian-dominated area. But now the question is, the people perpetrating this act, what religion are they? From the terrorist perspective, we all understand that they're from the Muslim side. So people want to argue that, okay, if you're from the Muslim side, if you want to kill your people, but if you cross to the other side and kill the other religion, it can be classified as genocide, and that is just the truth, because what I see so far, there has been Christian genocide in Nigeria, and we must say the truth so that this killing must stop. The killings of Muslims must stop. The killings of Christians must stop. I see a lot of rhetorics flying around the space from our political leaders, and I wonder why they are paying more attention now. Is it because, was it because the United States have interest? Because when you are classified as a country of particular concern, simply implies that you've been tolerating this insecurity in your country, human rights has been abused in your country, and you're not doing anything about it. When you see us negotiate with terrorists and showing Ashwebi for those who kill our officers and men, it's a country of particular concern. When you pardon those who kill our soldiers, those who kill our brave officers, government security forces, who sworn an oath to protect the territorial integrity of Nigeria, and you pardon them in the essence of repentant terrorists, that is a state of concern. If you also negotiate with terrorists, negotiate with bandits, you are a country of particular concern, because you don't need to play with anything that has to deal with human lives. And that is why, as we stand now, Nigeria is already on the international limelight negatively. If you go to the Global Terrorism Index, we are maintaining our ratio there. If you go to the Global Peace Index as well, a lot of dirty things happening. But I see this as an avenue for our leaders not to debate. The killings is true. Muslims are being killed. Christians are being killed. Nigerians are being killed. Our leaders need to go back to the drawing board, and say no, no, no. And I tell you, Hero Daniels, these terrorists, if we want to take out these guys, if we are ready in the next 100 days, the Nigerian government should declare a 100 days war against these guys, and the Nigerian army headquarters should move an attack and wipe them off from our territorial space. It is doable, Hero Daniels.
Sorry to butt in here. As a journalist, it is my job to state hard facts. It is my job to make statements based on empirical evidence.
Exactly.
However, that does not also mean that there are not conversations that should. That does not mean that there are conversations that should not be brought up.
You know
what I mean?
You're correct. Yeah.
Goodluck Ebele Jonathan had once said, on tape, that there are sponsors of terrorism within the government.
All right.
Now, of course, President Buhari took over, and now we have President Tinubu. Until date, we've not seen any lists. We've not seen the names. Some people would say that certain people within the power system are also complacent or are even funding what is going on. Some people would say that there are certain natural resources in this country that the world powers are after, right? So I am not one to start up conspiracy theories.
Exactly.
But what do you make of these conversations?
Well, you know, there's an adage that most times you say a poor man would look at a rich man that he wants to use my star. If you have this star, you should have been a big guy, you know. So what I'm trying to say in essence is that in 2014, these present political leaders, this present APC regime, they were part of the people that, you know, sold our weaknesses out to the United States. They were in DC in 2014 to inform the world that the killings of Nigerians is unacceptable. The killings of Christians is unacceptable. When you go down the tweet of the present president, you see where he tweeted in 2014 that the killings of Nigerians is unacceptable. Now, for me, I see it as karma, you know, fighting back to what they stand to protect about 10, 11 years ago, which was a good fight for them. But you see, like you already talked about some people being mentioned. United Arab Emirates, Hero Daniels, released some names of terrorism sponsors to the government of this country, and to date we've not been able to see those names. We've not been able to see them being named and shamed. Last time I was on Channels Television to talk about those guys, the sponsors, being secretly prosecuted, and that is not good for a country that wants to develop, a country that doesn't want any international engagement, must fight this war to an end and ensure that every single life matters, be you Christian, Muslim, or whatever the case may be. But each time you shield the sponsors of terrorists, you are supporting crime. You are certifying criminality. And I tell you, when Donald Trump says Nigeria is a country of particular concern, looking at the features of what a country of particular concern means simply implies that Nigeria is truly a country of particular concern. Because I'll be worried when a terrorist shoots my brother in Chibok in 2014 and the same person is being pardoned or maybe granted amnesty. You see them showing Ashwebi in the name of Operation Safe Corridor. It's a mess, you know. Crime and punishment works hand in hand, and I've said this on many fora. People must be punished for crime they commit against humanity. If you don't do that, you are aiding crime, you are aiding criminality. And that is why an advanced country like America will want to come and say, hey, you are not serious, you are not ready to take out these guys. They are within the vicinity. They are within our territorial space. Last 2 weeks, I saw some terrorist guys in Zamfara State. They came into the town with their arms and ammunition. One of them was with almost about 12 magazines of a Kalashnikov. And they came in, have their wedding, and they went back. Some of them come, they have negotiation, and they went back. Are you telling me that country is not a country of particular concern? It is a country of particular concern. If not, you have no space, no room to accommodate terrorists. Anyone that's raised an insurrection against the Nigerian state must be eliminated, because the rule of engagement when it comes to life, because presently we are experiencing societal threat. The rule of engagement says anything that poses threat to human lives, whether you're a Christian or a Muslim, that threat must be eliminated. You don't substitute it, you don't play with it, you don't pet it, you don't pay them ransom, you don't negotiate with them, you eliminate it. Nigerians should go ahead and eliminate the existential threat bedeviling our country.
All right.